Shavua Tov, everybody. Hope you had a lovely Shabbat. This past week's parasha, Parashat Shelach, we have the well-known, the infamous story of the 12 spies that were sent to check out the land of Israel, just as the Jews were approaching to come in for the first time. The story continues. The spies went in, brought back a very negative report of the land. The Jews rebelled, and God swore that this generation would not enter the land, rather the next generation would, after 40 years of traveling in the wilderness. What went wrong here? What's the matter? What happened? God told them that you can send spies. You can send spies to bring a report back to you. And then they believed the report. They believed the report that was brought back to them. So why were they punished for that? If it was a good thing to send the spies, then they should be allowed to believe the report the spies bring back. If it was not a good thing to send the spies, why did God tell them to send the spies in the first place? And the first pasuk of this week's parasha, the Torah says, Shelach lecha anashim. Hashem told Moshe, send these men for yourself. Hashem said, I know this land is good. I know the land I'm sending you to is a great land. I don't need you to check it out. If you want to check it out, if you don't trust me, then fine. Send some spies for yourself. Do what you need to do to make yourselves happy. And that's what Moshe did. He sent the spies because the nation wanted it. The nation wanted spies, so he sent spies. Hashem said it's going to be a good land, but the Jewish nation didn't have enough belief at that point. And what happened? 10 of the 12 spies went into the land knowing that they did not want to go into the land of Israel. They had their preconceived ideas of what a terrible place it was going to be and chose to bring back a negative report with them. Once again, why should the rest of the nation be punished for that? Why should that whole generation not be allowed to enter the land of Israel? Why should the whole nation have to spend the next 40 years wandering in the desert because of the choice that 10 people made? In a sense, by they're allowed to believe what they report. Surely. And the answer is in the madness of crowds. We see so many times everyone just following blindly behind their leaders without doing proper research themselves, without thinking for themselves, without making decisions for themselves. They follow blindly behind. And just a couple of weeks ago, Israel was at war with the terrorist group Hamas. And so much of the world's press demonized Israel in such terrible fashions. It's disproportionate what they're doing. Look how many casualties on the Palestinian side. It's terrible. How dare Israel do such terrible things? And blindly like sheep, the world peoples followed along behind the narrative that Israel should not have been doing what it was doing. That should have been shooting less rockets into Hamas, at the Hamas terrorists. That should be more proportionate. They didn't think for a moment, maybe we should look at what's actually happening. Maybe we should look at the statistics. Maybe we should look at the numbers. Maybe we should look on the ground at what's happening. No, they followed like blind sheep. And that is what happened here as well. Hashem told the Jewish nation, I'm giving you a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful land. You can trust me. Look what I've done to you so far. I took you out of the bonds of Egypt. The amazing miracles I've performed for you in the wilderness up till now. Trust me. Give me that moment of trust. But no. Like sheep, the nation followed, listened, and believed everything the 10 tribes had to say, the 10 spies had to say. They couldn't let it go. They couldn't allow themselves to think for themselves. It is a fantastic thing to be part of a community. It is great to have leaders and people in charge who can help you when you need the help, who can give you direction when you need the direction. But it is just, if not more so important, to think for yourselves. We need to think for ourselves. We can't rely on other people to tell us what to do. We have to allow ourselves to think for ourselves, to listen to what people are telling us, to understand what's being told to us, but to analyze it as well. Shavuot Tov.